Page 8, up on the housetop. 4/4 time. Again, let's take this one hand at a time. We'll start with the right hand, and they want your fourth finger on G to start. That puts you in this position. You won't stay there, but that's where you're starting. So we have eighth notes, 1 and 2 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Already, look at this. They want the third finger to come down to the E. You got to reach down, spread apart to get that. Now you've changed positions to there. Your end of a phrase, lift up because you need the little finger on the A. You're going to move up here. So during the phrase, you take advantage of the phrase break to move. Just lift up and move. It's like you don't know where you want to be, is it? You do that again. Let's go over to page 9. You're here, you've gone back down to C position. Lift up again to the end of a phrase and go, move up. And 2 and 3. And then reach down with the thumb. Don't move the hand down, leave the hand where it is, just the thumb. Because the next note is with third finger and you're there if you don't move. So just lift up because it's the end of a phrase. And then, of course, you clap. Now, they're saying lift up and move again here. I disagree with that. I think that's hard. I don't understand why you want to do that. I would just play the last measure of the second line with thumb, 1, 3. Just play it. You don't need to move there. And then going on. Now reach down with the thumb. We've done this before. And then lift up. See, oh, we're staying in this position. We're not moving around. Just the thumb has to cover two notes. We can finish the whole thing here. And the thumb goes down. So in the last measure of the second line, I would do that with a 1, 3, 3. And then the next third line is 2, 4. I'm doing it all here. So I suggest you take a pencil and just mark in the fingering numbers I'm suggesting. Their fingering is okay. I think mine is better. But it's up to you ultimately, or your teacher, to decide what you're going to finger it. I change fingering in these books a lot because there's different kinds of fingering styles. So it's not like one way of fingering. There's just sometimes you get into some really bad habits in fingering, so you have to be careful on how you're fingering. Know the reason why you're fingering something the way you're fingering it. Just don't haphazardly just try and whatever. Uh-oh. Left hand. Starting out with that C chord here. Put you in C position, duh. Second line on page 8. And then an F, G, and then here. See, the thing with the chords is try and get all the notes down at the same time. It's hard to do. I have a terrible time at it. I keep trying. And that's pretty much it. I mean, the left hand doesn't move around. You're just pretty much here with these little chords and notes occasionally. Put the hands together. The right hand's got plenty to do, so it's nice that the left hand is not doing too much. At the beginning, 1 and 2 and 3, third finger. 3 and lift up. Now I would recommend here, different people will play this differently. Okay, the last notes in the first line you're here. It's the end of a phrase, so they would lift up and go on, and that's fine. You want to do that. Silence, you want silence between the phrases. However, the phrasing is only for the right hand, not the left. So some people, like me, will not put a silence in the left hand. They'll connect that chord, this is the last measure of the first line, with the next measure, with the F. I'll connect them. If you want to lift up with the right hand, it's up to you, but I prefer to connect them. So only the right hand gets the silence. So the last measure of the first line is here. And I'm just going to lift up. See, now here I don't have a choice because in the left hand you got chords. You have to lift up between the chords. here at the top of page 9, going from the first measure to the second measure, I would not lift up the left hand, just the right. And at the end of the line, you have a choice. You can lift both hands, because in this piece, I don't want to get into the musical form and all that. It's just, it works out very nicely in this piece to treat this totally separate. So you can lift up both hands. You can experiment and just keep the left hand connected and see if you like that sound. I think I like here, it's sort of like going into a new section of a piece of music, and we're not getting into sections yet. It's just better to lift up both hands here so there's a complete silence before you do the ho ho ho. Lift up. Now here you got to rest in the left hand. Make sure that E is by itself. In the last line, I would keep the left hand down. I would connect the F and the G. Just lift up the right hand. Recommend. Now, if you can, I need you to play the right hand louder than the left. The right hand has the melody. That's what we're here for. That's what we want to hear. The melody controls everything. So keep the left hand soft. Can you play one hand louder than the other? Most people, they just play it the same. Keep the left hand soft. So the second line on page 8 is here. We want to hear the melody. Don't let anything else get in the way. So yeah, see if you can do that. And that's with everything. Just wherever the melody is, try and play the melody louder than anything else. It makes it a little more complicated, but if you're getting this, then let's complicate it a little. Huh? If you're struggling, forget it, we'll do that later, but do the best you can. So you work it out, both hands together, and you slowly, I mean, it's a happy piece. But that's up to you to work it out slowly over time. You learn it slow, and I would like to play it with you slowly to double check that you have all the correct notes and the correct rhythm. So we'll do that. So go ahead and put your hands where they go to start, and I'll give us 4 counts. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and. 3 and 4 and. 4 and. 4 and. 3 and 4 and. 4. 3 and 4 and. 4